But that was the second part of the question, which is that apparently you could add a bunch of memberships to your cart. We were just
Okay.
talking about.
Okay. So hopefully the first one is resolved. The second one, second question would be adding people to the cart. If you adding members or adding a member, is that what you're asking, or you're
Yeah,
asking?
yeah, I have the screen up. When you're looking at it, it just says add to cart, but it allows you to just, it looks like you can plus up and add as many memberships as you want.
Right. So the membership should only be a one quantity.
Mhm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Patrick sent that to me this morning as well.
Okay. So yeah, we'll get that taken care of. One of the things, I'm just going to say this, it's important for you to know, we're always tweaking that site, and we're going to, I hesitate to say this because I don't want people to wait, like they feel like they got to wait till things are perfect, but we're always looking at ways to improve that shopping experience. And so sometimes you could catch us making a change, and then things don't work right. And this is one of the reasons why it's important that when we upgrade our system, that we do it at night. Um, our main programmers live overseas. One of them does. The other ones are in the US. But I need to talk to him about doing the upgrades when it's like 2 a.m. in the US, which is going to affect some market, right? So sometimes we end up with these half changes
Mm.
in the middle of the afternoon. And so we'll make sure that I have a talk with him about um, making those system upgrades at like 2 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, next question.
The binary, the members showing up in the binary, I think.
Okay, so can you restate that question again for me, Susie, so I can write it correctly?
Um, Apparently
Actually,
Ashley and maybe some others have had experience where somebody joined as a member, but they have not ever showed up in the binary.
Okay, so members are joining, but not showing up in the binary,
Mhm.
which which they should, right?
Yeah.
Every member, and not only in the binary, they should appear on your smaller leg.
Right.
And that's been ongoing for a while, or have we just noticed it, or has it been good and it changed?
Mine, so for as far as my experience, I had two members sign up on the 10th for just the 9.95. And they show up in my customer little tab, but on my binary tree or anything like that, they're not showing up anywhere on my legs.
Okay.
They should also show up in the unilevel.
Yeah, they're not showing up anywhere. They just show up on my little customer tab in the back office.
Okay. Would you
And members have a different ID. They're not in sequence with the distributor ID numbers.
Okay.
that's a good thing. It's a good way to distinguish them.
Yeah, they're 2000 and something, which is
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to
different.
distinguish them. Yeah.
So what I would ask, Trisha, if you don't mind writing down, I need your account numbers so we can go in specifically and look at what's happening. Because I'll talk to IT and they'll like, well, we need an account number. So if you don't mind, those of you who have shared that, would you send Trisha your ID number? And then we will look that up. We're having a meeting with our backend provider. This is all backend stuff, right? Our backend provider. We'll have a meeting with them today to get these bugs taken care of. So we'll work on those.
So it's Ashley, Susie.
I haven't enrolled any members. I was testing that function before
Okay.
I gave it
So
to.
it's Brett and Ashley.
Yeah.
Yes, I have two members. They show up at the customer manager page, but they do not go into the binary or the unilevel.
Okay. And that's 1056 and 1006. Is that right? Are you 1056?
My ID,
I'm 1056. Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Okay, great. So Brett, Trish has your ID number, and Ashley, yeah, we'll get
well,
be on the top of our list today and to get that straightened out. And guys, if we don't know, we don't know. And I've always encouraged leaders working with us, please, whatever's happening in real time, send it to us, screenshots. Usually they're pretty simple fixes. There's a lot of programming in the back office, and sometimes we've got to toggle a button here or change a button there. And sometimes our customer service gals might mistakenly turn off a button. And so we're all running it through one person right now to make sure that things that are adjusted stay adjusted. And so that that person who's driving the ship, if you will, has a good comprehensive command of what's happening. Okay, so.
Yeah, Corey, my graphic genealogy report on the binary view is chopped off halfway down.
Oh,
How many?
Say
how
that
many-
again, Brett. Say that again, because I think that's happening to me. I want to make sure I heard what you said.
My graphical genealogy report, which is the visual one with the boxes, on the binary tree, you have to scroll down and it's chopped off halfway down.
Yeah, I'm having.
So
Yeah.
I know that we allow.
Yeah,
I know that we allow X amount of levels to be viewed, and then we like per page. Are you saying that when you look at that document, it actually looks like it's cut in half, or is it just stopping at a certain point?
it's stopping at a certain point. The only way to scroll down the tree that I can see, there's not a down arrow that you can click. You have to
Mouse.
click and then move your mouse and drag it.
Mhm.
And I can only drag it so far, and then it just stops, and it's not at the bottom yet. I would say it's approximately halfway.
Okay.
Brett, there's little plus sign next to the names. If you click that last name with the plus sign, it opens up.
He's not
and
talking.
that's the way it should be.
Well,
That's
that
the way
just
it used to be.
opens up a pop-up of their name. Is all that.
No, not that. There's a plus sign next to the name. When you click the
He's-
name, it brings up a pop-up.
That brings up
of-
another screen.
He's
Right.
talking about a different version of the genealogy, guys. He's talking about the graphical, not the
Yeah.
the
The
one you're.
graphical viewer, that's right.
There's a graphical, and then there's a tree view downline. You're talking about the tree view downline that has plus and minus signs.
Okay, Susie, because I'm
No,
familiar
I'm
with by
talking
design,
about
I
the-
think he's talking
I'm
about the
talking-
one with the boxes.
About the name of the report is graphical genealogy.
Yes.
Correct.
And
So
when
in
you
that
go
one-
there, the default view is the unilevel, but
Mm-hmm.
you can toggle it to binary.
graphic,
The
yes.
unilevel is working fine. I can drag left to right and down and see everything, but on the binary tree view, I can only drag it down halfway.
Okay.
And there used to be on by design in the back office, they used to have on the graphical viewer, they used to have a plus to the right of the bottom of the page where you can bring up
Yes.
the following page, like a whole page, because you cannot enter those boxes. You can also, how would you say, reduce the size of the boxes. So that also helps, but there was definitely a plus to increase to bring up a following page with more boxes.
So
Yes.
Jen, if I
I'm used
understand,
to that. I was looking.
sorry, go ahead, Brett, or whoever's talking.
I was also looking for the plus sign to pull down the view, which is what I'm used to. But I don't see one. The only way for me to go down is to grab it and drag,
Push it,
and
yeah.
the whole thing moves.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, some of you can see this plus button, which allows you more access. And Brett, you can't see that plus button. It doesn't show up for you.
You'll have to ask them, because I don't think that's what she was saying. She was talking about something that she's used to seeing before. Jen, correct me.
Yes, you're absolutely
Are you
correct.
able to see plus signs?
I'm
Guys,
going there now.
I am there right now, and what Brett described is extremely accurate. That's exactly what it is. You have to drag down. There's no plus button. And as you scroll down, it all of a sudden it cuts off. So you're not even near the end, maybe like 3, 6, just 6 levels down, and I can't scroll anymore down. It kind of cuts off. So what he described is exactly what's happening back here.
Okay, so these are the beauty of these sessions, and I'm really glad that we're here today having this conversation. And I just want to add this, everything that we talk about today, we're going to send to the programmer this afternoon when we meet with them, the by design, back office providers. Then what I'd like to do is just saying out loud here, we should do this once a week until everything is fixed. Meaning today's what, Thursday? Like we should do another one on Monday with the same group and looking at everything that we're doing. We've got to get these fixed. So I'm glad that we're on
Yeah.
this. Okay, what
So there
else?
is no plus sign. There is no plus sign to bring up a
Okay.
second screen.
All right. Thank you, Jen. No plus sign.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. What's the next item?
Also, excuse me, also there should be a change in color as well. I mean, I know it's not a big thing, but it will be a big thing. When people are looking at their tree view downline, there is no change in color whether the person is a new enrollment or a personally sponsored, which is really important.
Right.
There's no color change.
Okay.
And cancellations as well, which hopefully there won't be too many, but
Yeah.
you
So-
should be able to see immediately your personally sponsored versus anyone else.
Okay. Yeah, I love the color coding because I can look right away and tell who is personal to me, who's placed under me. We'll definitely bring that up today.
There's another report called Binary Tree View. That is the name of it. It is not the graphical genealogy report, which we were just talking about. There is another report called Binary Tree View, and it makes zero sense to me whatsoever. It does not look like a tree. You cannot determine what's right and what's left, and they are not following any sort of a line. There's a line and it's offset, another line, it's offset, another line, and there's pluses, or there's R's and L's for lefts and rights, but you don't know. I mean, I just can't
There it is.
Yeah.
determine. I can't determine any sort of pattern. Yes, there it is. Thank you.
It
I
is a
can't get on my
crazy
computer right now,
thing.
but
Because
it
this,
makes zero sense to me whatsoever. I cannot make any sense of
Okay.
it.
Okay. Why don't we ask what that's for?
Yes.
And if it's aligned properly or not. Okay, so we'll troubleshoot on that. We'll
I don't
definitely.
think it is, because I have had websites, in the past from by design. I've had back offices by them. And this should actually be a tree, meaning, my name should be at the top and then it should be a right and a left. And it's not. So yeah, you can't really determine who is where. I don't even see Brett in here at all.
This is the way I'm familiar with by design of, let's say, 5, 6 years. No, yeah, 5, 6 years ago. That's the way it used to show as well.
Yeah, and I think we would all agree that we want to see left, right, left, right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I
it
mean,
makes sense.
Well, we have to so that we can. That's how we determine if we're balanced or not. So we know when we need to switch legs.
right. And also at the very top of each leg, there should be a volume, right? So we know by just looking at the top right or top left what that volume for each
Yeah.
leg is. Yeah, I agree. I built before I get it. Like I'm looking at this
Yeah.
right now. I totally get where you guys are coming from. Okay, what's the other items?
One other thing too, that is also color coded, but it's not really plain. There's a thing at the top that says what each colors are, but it's really tiny.
So the color guide or the color legend, if you will,
Yeah,
is somewhat obscure.
yeah, they're just making they're changing the color of the little man that they have in there, and if a cancellation, it's got a circle with a red line through it, but
So
Yeah.
it's really tiny, and you really it won't jump out at you. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
what
need to
we
ask if we can
use it for.
expand it, right? Even sometimes when you put on, like, let's say it lets you view 15 at a time left and right. So when I've worked in binaries or binary trees, it's always been like, hey, we're going to give you a 5 view, a 30 view, a 50 view left and right. And then at 50 view, it's hard to see anything. As my eyes get older, it's even harder to see
Yeah.
anything. So maybe what we should ask them about is, hey, is there a way to just limit it to a 5 view, then to a 10 view, and then click on the top of the 10 view and expand the next 10, right? Just keep doing it that way, but also left or right will have the volume, the top left and right of what that volume for that leg is. So,
And they
okay.
can do this because that's exactly the way it used to be.
Yeah, and so sometimes with by design, they roll out I want to say Cadillac, but the Cadillac was big in 1977. We're like, that was good in 77, but I'd rather have the Cadillac
Latest
Escalade,
version.
right? Give us the newer version. So we kind of have to like move it towards that. I don't know why that would be. It seemed to me the default would be what's your latest version. But I'm finding with by design, they're really good in certain areas and other areas. It's just like old cluttered software. We gotta
Yeah.
click for the and we order the new stuff, okay? We didn't order the old stuff. So we'll get it.
Hey,
Here's
Corey,
something,
another thing.
can I just show this really quick? So under commissions, I don't know if they really want this here, volume totals, but as you can see, it's like December of 2015. So this is
Yeah,
not
the dates are all wrong.
anything. It's 2015, 2016. Yeah, so I don't know if this is something they want here. And the commissions are not calculating correctly at all.
No,
Yeah.
the dates are all wrong in almost every report.
I want to add something, Corey, to what we were just talking about, the binary, the physical graphical binary tree view. In addition to be able to click down page to page to page to expand your view, it's also very, very beneficial to have a button that says click to go to the bottom,
Yeah.
especially when you're tree big. When somebody joins you, you want to make sure they went into the correct leg, went into the bottom where you wanted them to go.
Yeah.
And to keep you from going click, 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 click down to the bottom, you can click to the bottom, see
And
the
then
bottom
back
of
to
the
the
tree.
top.
And then
Yeah, I get it, Brett, and
top.
I get it. So what you're saying is, especially as your organization grows, Mary's just signed up. You've designated her go to the left side. She signed up. And so you're going to click to the bottom left immediately, drop right down there. You'll see the last 2 or 3 enrollees, and you'll see Mary bottom left, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do
Yes, sir, that's exactly what I was referring to. Yes.
that. Okay. Great. That's on the list for today.
And I think you already have this on the list, but a few people have reported that, including myself. The personally sponsored list, that number just randomly going down. Like I've been taking screenshots and I'll look at it like at 1 p.m. and it says 96, and then 2 hours later is like 94. And you're like, where they go? Like what happened? So I've had several people report that. I don't know if it's just the counter that's off. I actually took the time the other day to count one by one. I was trying to figure it out. Like, is the count matching? How is it going up and down? Yeah, so I'm so glad you showed up today. Thank you.
No, I'm glad I showed up too, because here's what I know somebody who's built multiple companies. I have a difficult time bringing people in if things aren't where they should be. I'm just
And
going to say
that's
that. And so, because what ends up happening is, the calls are going to come, hey, this doesn't work. And you're like, well, why should I bring people in if it's not working? Which is why these calls are valuable. And I'm going to tell you on Tuesday, we just made Cassidy our COO. She is incredible with these situations, with these items. And we're going to ask her to attend these. We'll call them fixed sessions with the core group on Tuesday morning. And so she will pick up where I leave off today. So hopefully over the next 24 hours, you'll start seeing things move. But this is why, again, it's really critical. And when I reach out to leaders and say, how's it going? You can put a bullseye right between my eyes if you need to. I will react. I don't want to hear rainbows and sunshine. I need to know what's not working and I need to know ASAP so we can fix them. We've got a lot of good eyes with the group watching, and it's my job to make sure that all of these issues are properly pointed to the right people in the corporate team, like a symphony. Each member or each person performs a certain task. And so these are so helpful. And we'll have these probably for the next 2 or 3 weeks. It may only be next week we get all the bugs done. I mean, I don't think these are huge things. By Design is very capable of switching a report or doing this and everything starts working beautifully. I know that if I'm building an organization and I'm seeing people not show up, I'm bothered by that. Like I want to know where
Yeah.
my people are.
Mhm.
So our commitment is we're going to get this done so that you guys are like, okay, it's go time. We feel confident everything's working well. And I'm going to say on the marketing end, we've got some ideas and some things we're working on. The value is definitely there. So let's get all these out of the way so we can have fun and build and be focusing on where we need to focus on. Okay, what are the next items?
I think
Ashley?
Ashley might have been first. I had my hand up, but I think Ashley was first.
Yeah, I just had a question about the Savers app because I feel like I'm the ShoppyShop Saver Queen app person because I am
Yes,
already at
you are.
$70, just about. I'm a hair under $70 cash
Oh, beautiful.
in 2 months. So
Wow.
I paid to me, that just paid for me to get started.
Yes.
So I was supposed to get paid out on the 15th, but I got an email. It says my speaking language is not detected. What? Can you guys hear me? Am I speaking English?
Not only that, we also understand you.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's great. That was weird. So I was supposed to get paid out on the 15th, and I got an email from ShoppyShop that said there was an issue with the payment. And then I got an email, a jot form email from the Savers app, I believe. Is that how it's supposed to go? Because I filled it out and it wanted my routing number, my banking. I'm like, well, if somebody takes my money.
Yeah.
Okay.
It actually is. So when we built ShoppyShop, the question is do we try to get, do we bring in a ton of money from and do what everybody else does and have the debt? Or do we form strategic partnerships where you're really good at what you do? You do it. We're going to connect our members to you. And there's a certain point where the ball gets moved from one court to the other, right? So because they're paying out, like I think the threshold is like $20. If you have less than $20, they don't care. But when you start creating more money, they need to pay taxes on their end. So they're going to want to know your stuff because the IRS knocks on everybody's door, right? So
Yeah.
whenever monies are being paid out over a certain level, maybe it's like 15 or $20, then by law they have to capture your information. So that's normal. Okay.
Okay.
The beautiful thing about it is you're making enough money that you got questioned about that. And the reason why these are valuable is there's a bunch of people on, there's what, 23 on the Zoom today. Now you become the messengers for your group when somebody asks you, why did I get this form from Savers App? It's because you're making money, which is a good deal, and they need to keep track of it by law and report the taxes on their end.
Okay. Yeah, because I just got an email this morning from whoever their payout system is that it's going into my bank account. So I'm excited about that. But in a way, I kind of wish that you can just accumulate that money and then get it paid out when you want it. So that way I can just, I don't know, watch my number go up because I'm weird.
Well,
But I'm so
goes it if you
excited
can't spend it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited because my goal is every month what I save in that pays my membership. So literally, and I'm at 6 months in, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and that's great. These are the testimonials we'd love to do on we're debating how often we do corporate Zooms, but one thing that we're going to be really focused on is bringing in our service providers, having them present like the global travel, right? But using their PowerPoints. There's a lot that we can do on a weekly basis to drive interest and to drive memberships, but let's just get the basics fixed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the other question?
Trisha,
Oh,
Trisha, real quick on the Savers app, just a note. Mine switched over to ShoppyShop today.
oh,
Yay,
good.
that's awesome, you guys. This is so important for you to know because some of you may have the Saver app through another company, but you can actually reach out to customer service and say, hey, I'm with ShoppyShop. Can you change it? So now you have the ShoppyShop label, it's really cool. Thanks for letting us know that they got it done.
Good.
So I had a question, and it may already be addressed. I know I've talked with customer service, but I did want to put it out there so everybody's aware to watch. I've had three folks enroll who did not populate anything into the company field. They just put in their names and they left the company field blank. And when they click through and into the transaction, the system somehow pulled information into the company field. In two cases, it pulled the word year in, and in another case, it pulled in the name of the woman's employer because she was doing it on her computer where her employer's name is somewhere in the background in cookies. And so I've already sent a screenshot, but I just wanted you guys to know that. And Corey, I didn't know if that's already come up in a discussion where you were, that somehow it's pulling information forward. And I was with the people. I know they didn't type that into the box. The box was blank.
Sometimes our computers cache information,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's got nothing to do with really anything, and sometimes it actually does. So you're describing Savers app, correct?
No, this is the enrollment to join ShoppyShop.
So
And so
as a distributor.
yeah, as a distributor. So when you see them in the genealogy, you see whatever populated into that company box. Like in two cases, it was the word year, which I'm like, that's random. But the email that went to them to welcome them was correct. It had their name and their ID number. I got a congratulations, you enrolled somebody, and it was correct. But the genealogy pulls forward a random word or words.
So the welcome email is correct
Mm-hmm.
and accurate, but when you actually go in and look at the genealogy, there's the wrong name there.
Yeah, like I have it up on my screen. I don't know, Trish, you want to let me share it? It's sharing the name of the woman's employer in her her display name.
So, I mean, I'm just going to take a wild guess at this. The by design can't make up the name of the woman's employer, right? That had to have been a cache issue with her computer,
Right.
and it
And it's
dragged it
easily
over.
fixable. I think, but when you report it to customer service, they fix it. It actually happened to another gentleman yesterday who was already been fixed. It happened to Juan Reyes. You see him at the bottom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yesterday afternoon, when I looked it up to, like you said, check to see that he came in and was where I thought he would be, it said Texas Irrigation instead of Juan Reyes.
And
But
how's Texas Irrigation related to Juan Riaz, or is it not?
it's his employer. So
Okay.
if somebody's got, they're enrolling on a computer that has information about their work. How it pulled forward, Graco Roberts is the other one.
Mm.
And they asked me when I talked to customer service to let them leave it there so that they could show it to the people during the Thursday conversation. So I assume that's the meeting you're talking about later today.
Yeah, we have those on Mondays and Thursdays. We're doubling up to get things done quicker.
Yeah. So I just wanted to put it out there so that you guys, if you ever see something weird like that show up in the display name, it's something they can quickly fix, but it's something to watch for, I think.
It's
Hey,
quirky.
Susie, does the distributor or the member have the ability to edit their profile and change their display name on their own? Because if they could,
that's a good question. And both times that I've had conversations with customer service about it, they did not suggest that. They said, "Oh, we can fix that," and they fixed it like just immediately.
well, it would just
They didn't
it's a
suggest to me to have the member fix it. So I honestly I didn't think about that. I don't know.
if it's wide problem, it would save a lot of calls to support.
Well, sure. And if you go into your profile, I don't know if you can change your display name or not. I haven't. It's a very good point. I hadn't thought about it. Edit my profile. Let's see. Why is it not taking me there? It's not. Oh, it's thinking. I was going to go over there and see if I could figure it out. But
And
anyway,
Corey,
I just wanted to make sure that was out there so that if y'all ran across it, it wouldn't freak you out. You know,
No, it's good to know whether they can change
Yeah,
it.
you should be able to change it.
Whether they can change it in their personal profile or not, it shouldn't be that way to begin with. So
yeah.
if we can look at live from an enterprise situation where it's one key thing, let's fix that so that we're not having to tell people to change it in their profile. So right, so we'll definitely bring that up.
Okay. Thank you.
Corey, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Underneath our profile, we're only allowed to have one card on file. Is there ways that we can add multiple cards in case one card gets flagged by a bank to have an alternate to go to charge to?
Yeah, I think we could do that. I know that when you start a company, right, we try to we try to create scenarios where we can pinpoint problems by having more of a narrow funnel, if you will, meaning one card. But also there's a back end to that where the the rate of cards getting declined or higher, and it shows up with our merchant account, right? So I think, yeah, adding a second payment system would be a good thing to do. Let me put that on there.
You should stop screen sharing at this point, Susan.
Yeah, and will there be a
Oh, I thought
grace
I already
period?
had. Sorry.
And will it be also a grace period in case someone's cards decline? Will they get an email to try to go back in and make a payment so they
Yeah,
don't get purged out of the tree?
right. No, we don't want people getting purged out of the tree just because their card declined. So usually there is a grace period. Let me check on that. And I believe that's 20 or 30 days, right? So we'll take a look at that and get back with you guys.
Sorry about that. Thanks, Jen.
Appreciate that.
It's
Thank
okay.
you.
I thought I
Can I
had
ask
already
a
done
quick
that.
question, please? Can
Busy
I ask a
lady.
question, please?
Yes, Mohammed.
Yeah. When you think that you can complete for the expansion for the other countries? I have seen many Africans like Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, and other countries we haven't it, and also other countries in Europe, Spain, Belgium, and other countries.
Yeah, Mohammed, that's a great question. I'll put it this way, and I appreciate the question because you have networks there and you want to get them involved, and we wholeheartedly want you to do that at the right time. One of the concepts we talked about when we were launching Shopee was just to stay in the US. And our idea was we're going to make mistakes in one market and fix them before we expand. That was the strategy, right? Fix it first,
Makes sense.
then expand.
It's a good strategy.
It still is our strategy. And one of the things we need, so Mohammed, you're right. Everything's global today. There's no such thing as I live in Utah. I'm looking down in Midvale to find my next person. No, it's the US. Now it's the world. So we're going to expand at the rate that we can safely. I think if everybody had their way, we'd have, 50 products in 100 countries right now, but then we'd have a big bill over our head every month and we wouldn't be able to pay you guys as much. So to answer your question, global travel and soon to be one or two other categories will be available in all markets except for the ones that are restricted by our travel partner. There's a few of them. If they do not fit in that category, we're happy to open it up to different markets. However, if we go in, the more markets that we go into and we don't have our stuff together, the more we destroy our brand. So I'm really at the point where we don't want to expand into any more markets until we fix our back office and we fix our commissions. Otherwise, we bring in France, we bring in Germany, and they say that it's not working. We actually hurt ourselves. So let's give us another week or so, Mohammed. Once we fix these issues, then we'll look at every market that's not on the 8 list where we can't expand to for our travel partner. Then we'll go into those markets. But for now, I don't want any more markets opened until we get these fixed, and we've got to do it quickly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Corey, I have one thing that I can add to the back office. I don't think it's a big deal, but I'm going to report it anyways. When a person first comes into my organization, and this is not to any particular report. It's all reports that I've seen. For the first 24 hours, you don't see their name. All you see the position, but the only thing that you see in that position is a line of asterisks or like stars. And then in the next day it populates and then you can see their name, but not, I think it's like 24 hours or something like that.
That's odd. I get it. So what you're saying, if I could repeat that, is when somebody comes in, you're just basically seeing a field of nothing except you know that it's a placeholder, right? A lot of times systems will cycle.
I think you can see the ID number, but that's it.
Okay. Okay, ID number shows. So a lot of times systems will cycle and update. And I don't know why this would be an issue. If the ID number is popping up, they've been assigned an ID number. Why isn't the system pulling an API call or a web call for that name, right? So that's just a bug. We'll definitely work on that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, what else needs to be fixed? That's the best way to ask. What else is out there?
I will say one thing with, just because I do have a couple of members that came in, like their welcome email. So our welcome email as distributors, it'll tell us like our ID number and like our Revolution office, and then our replicatable site. When a member joins, it is just their ID number, but nowhere to like with any more instruction of like how to shop or what link to use, or you know what I mean? Like there's no, it's like, congratulations for becoming a customer. Here's your number. Thanks, ShoppyShop, pretty much.
Yeah,
so there's
that's
no
not
like
good.
in the email, there's no, you know, like to continue shopping, they can go to ShoppyShop because when they log in, because that's how I actually directed my friend yesterday to get some K-Glow. And he said when he logged in, then it said at the top, because he's connected to me, you're now shopping with Ashley E. So there's no, it's just kind of like, here's your number, but
Yeah, okay. So your point, yeah, thank you, Ashley. So what you're saying is our members need a beautiful welcome email that are going to say, thanks for joining us. We're so glad to have you on board. You're shopping with this person, whoever brought you in. And by the way, here are the links that you need to be able to go and engage, right?
Yeah. And then also like maybe we can put up, since like K-Glow is available, like, you know, here's what to look forward to with your membership, you know,
right.
the
We're going to
travel.
get there. Yeah, that's part 2.
Okay, perfect.
But
yeah,
we're gonna
that's
fix part
as far
one,
as their very first, because he's like, my wife wants this K-Glow. How do I order?
Got it. Okay, so we will get that so that the welcome email also sends out the links along with a nice message of maybe some of the benefits they can expect. That should be, I was unaware of that, so thanks for bringing that to our attention. And I want to add to the way that we have the system configured is if we have somebody signing up, let's say in Mexico, they're not going to get the dining and discount link and they're not going to get the Savers app link because they can't use those services. So we geo-target what people get outside of the US versus the US, if that makes sense.
Yes, in Canada, the same thing. We don't have that.
Good.
The only thing we have is the travel.
Right. Yes. And so we hope to be adding to that category soon. It's another announcement, but in the meantime, that's great feedback. Thank you.
Here's a question that I have gotten from multiple people. As far as K-Beauty goes, do we have a list of countries in Asia that are going to be able to get the products, you know, between now and the end of the year?
Wow. That's a loaded question and a good question. Let me answer it this way, then I'll answer your question. K-Beauty and J-Beauty have been around for a while. They are the Eastern rendition of health and wellness, but in the cosmetic sense, right? Where you have the West using harsh chemicals and their approach to skincare is very different. K-Beauty and J-Beauty, meaning Japan, are very elegant and nature-based and very clean and really cool stuff. The Asian, this is just my opinion from traveling in Asia a lot and working with K Beauty, they're dying to get out of those markets, meaning that there's a lot of competition in Asia with K Beauty right now. In fact, in every 7-Eleven type store in Japan and Korea and Taiwan, you can find K Beauty. And it's so competitive that the margins are much smaller for the manufacturers. And I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I will say this. Supplying K Beauty to K Beauty markets is interesting. Could we do it? Yes, because our stuff comes out of those markets. We could put our choppy margins, which are smaller margins, and actually save them money. But I want to give you an example. Remon is a network marketing company that you guys are familiar with. And if you think about Remon, you can think about their prices, right? The reason they operate with those margins is because there's no competition in the US, Europe, or the Latin markets. We're going to change that. We are really selective about the skincare. Right now, we are previewing 4 or 5 what we call essentials for skincare. And I'm not the expert, but I believe they're moisturizer, toner, serum, cleanser, and a second type of moisturizer. Some of them include different elements like toners and brighteners. Our goal for K Beauty is to provide the 4 or 5 essentials first, and then to bring all the other stuff to market. So to answer your question, we can provide K Beauty in Asia. I just want to make sure that we're competitive because it's such a heavy environment of K Beauty. And there's junk K Beauty and there's good K Beauty, right? Outside of Asia, we can do it's going to be exciting when you see what we have outside of Asia. And this is why I tell people, you can wait until it's all there, or you can build your teams because it's coming. And I think we're going to have some announcements in 3 weeks about K Beauty, right? So I'm really taking a long time for a very simple question. Yes, we can do K Beauty in Asia, but there's also other products we can do in Asia that they don't have that might be more of a draw, and we'll get into that a bit more down the road.
Christian, weren't you all also saying that you had quite a few people asking to be able to see K Glow, a list of K Glow ingredients or something about that?
So K Glow ingredients should be when you order it, which you can't do right now. The ingredients pop up. And Brett, I'm glad you're bringing this up. And I just want to say this, and I hope that I say it in a way that is meant how in the spirit of what I'm going to say. Tallow's been around for a long time. And the components of tallow, not sophisticated. Grass-fed tallow, is it sheep tallow? Is it beef tallow? There is a difference. Beef tallow is more expensive. Purity tallow, grass-fed tallow is better than grain-fed tallow.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, there are no such thing as grass-fed tallow because every cow, before they're slaughtered, I'm just going to say it, is grain-fed for the last 2 months. So when you see grass-fed, oh, they're grass-fed, but they're not purely grass-fed because the money's not in the tallow, the money's in the beef. They want to get that cow heavier. Having said that, one of the things as an industry we're trained is to try to explain why our products cost twice as much as anybody else's. With that comes marketing, certificates, doctors, a lot of made up stuff. And I've been in marketing for a long time. Many of you on this Zoom have as well. When you take a product and you want to separate why your product's more valuable, then all of a sudden you want to go through all the ingredients and say why this is better than the other. That's not what we do. We have rosehip in there, we have patchouli, vitamin E, and frankincense, as well as tallow. Those are the ingredients. Any one of those ingredients can be researched. Our rendering process gives us separation. You're going to notice when you use the product, it doesn't smell like beef. Thank goodness. Yeah. We have a very light scent in there. Like we really researched and put together a really great formula that we think you're going to love. And that we think when you compare it with others, you're going to say, this is a great formula, but do you ever see us as corporate saying, this is the best ever? Nobody has it. Once we get into those product wars, we're like everybody else. Why not just produce a premium product with straightforward ingredients? There are a lot of distributors that are going to be tempted to fall into what they've always fallen into. We have to prove that our frankincense is better than their frankincense.
God.
When you do that, you lose because your customers don't care. What they care about is their user experience. And so keep in mind that we could have priced this like everybody else. If we would have priced this according to network marketing, it would have been $59 for a 1 ounce jar.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. And because we didn't do that, we don't feel like we've got to tell people that our formula meets the highest grade of all of these things, right? That's marketing. It's smoke and mirrors, man. I'm just going to tell you. Our manufacturing facility manufactures a lot of other products, and they're very good at what they do. They're a certified organic manufacturer. They've got their best practices certificates. We can provide that too on the site. We're happy to do that. In fact, we should. We should get that done, in fact, today or tomorrow.
GMP.
Yep. The ones that you need, right? And we're commercial as well. And our equipment is pretty spectacular. And I've been in manufacturing facilities that are really huge. A lot of my friends started in network marketing as corporate people years ago, and four of them own huge manufacturing plants where they manufacture network marketing products. 60,000 square foot, 120,000 square foot. I get it. I've seen all the machinery. With that comes a price because we're paying their overhead. So we're very specific on who we picked up for our manufacturer, what their capabilities are, and most importantly, who their formulator is. Formulators are very important, right? Doesn't make or break. So long way to answer that is the ingredients will be listed, but please tell your people they don't need to convince everybody that we have the best frankincense in the world. We're not doing that. Great product at a great price. Use it. You'll see it when you use it, the difference of that product versus the stuff you get out of people's garages. Like our products are nanotized. We use nanotech on it so that the absorption rate is higher. We heat our tallow to a very specific temperature for purity. And through that cooling process, when we blend our other ingredients, they blend really well. We also look at the humidity in the US and the times of year when we produce our tallow to change what we have to put in there so that it doesn't melt on shipments. And sometimes there are issues that are unforeseen. But I'm trying to say that we do our best with what we have without all the hype. Because hype doesn't sell. It sells if you're trying to do 10 to 15 to 20x. We're not there. So I hope that's helpful in our philosophy, but also getting rid of the old habits, which we all have of having to prove stuff. We don't have to do it here.
Hey, Corey, just
I
so
get what
everyone
you're
knows.
saying, and I like it.
Thank you.
Corey, just so everybody knows, when they go to the shopping cart where it says order the Keglo Night Buyer Repair Tallow, if you click on the picture, it opens up the ingredients of the product.
Oh, good. I did not know that. So we put in the request, but they don't tell us how they do it sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, it's been there from day one since I noticed it. It's just if
Okay.
you don't click the picture, you won't see it.
Okay. We'll let everybody know that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And there's a good
Maybe
question here. Let's explain how and where people will be able to shop after the Monday night showcase. We don't know where we'll be able to go and if we're going to be able to log in.
Okay, great
Like
question.
the front
So-
end.
Yeah, so the front end, if you look at your replicated site right now, there's a top right corner, there's a new button that appeared the day before yesterday. It says Shop Now. If you click on Shop Now, you're going to go, this is where your retail people are sent for now. If they want to buy something retail, they'll just click on the Shop Now. There's no entry, there's no user pass, nothing. They just click it on from your replicated site and they'll see two items. They can become a member or they can buy the K-Glow. If you look at the K-Glow, it's the retail pricing. When we add the warehouse deals, which hopefully will be up in, I want to say today or tomorrow, today or tomorrow it will pop up, it should pop up. It'll be the retail pricing. So everybody will have access to that. And they can purchase it at retail because it's coming from your replicated site. You'll get credit for the sale, but also give them the advantage of, hey, if I sign up as a member and pay $10 for a monthly membership, instead of buying it for $16.95, 21.95, I can buy it for $16.95, right? I'll save $5, but then I got all these travel perks, right? So we're going to weave into our replicated site more intuitively for your members to say, hey man, if I just pay the membership, I can buy it for $5 less. I'm out of pocket five, but look at all these other perks, right? So we'll get better at that, but we've got to get to the base done first. So Trisha, I hope that answers your question. It'll be easy access for retail sales, and it is right now. We just need to add them. When we add the products, they'll show up next to the towel.
Hey,
Thank you.
hey
Yeah,
Corey,
that's
on that shopping page, there's a weird, at the top left of that shopping page, there's a weird little thing there. Click.
Describe it. Does it say login, distributor login, member login? What does it say?
Oh, he got disconnected. He's having internet issues today. There he is.
Member login's been removed.
Yeah.
There's
So
no login feature at all now.
yeah, they're gone. So this is our way of experimenting and really looking at how we can improve that shopping experience. The general idea, you guys, is that we keep everybody in our own environment. That's the general idea. And finding a way to do that with our service providers. So you might see a few things. Sometimes the programmers get anxious and put stuff up without telling us or asking. So you'll see things being corrected, but just know that we're always going to be improving it. And I've always said that in 3 months after we launch, we're going to look a lot different than the first month, right? So, and 6 months down the road. So that's probably what that was.
And Jen has her hand up.
Yes. As far as the screen that I see when I go to shop now, I see absolutely nothing. I see a line that goes in like shaking, and it gives my information. It gives the company name. I see absolutely nothing. So my issue is that if I have people that I do want to come in, to bring into the company that are in the US, for instance, I cannot even tell them how it's done.
So let me get this straight. You're in Canada, right? Jen?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Because
I understand, Kauri,
right.
that I don't have the product.
But you got customers in the US.
But I do.
Yeah.
And the problem is that I cannot direct them in any which way because I see absolutely nothing. And not only that, but I think that there is a way that they can also, when it comes to shopping, put a note saying not available in Canada, for instance. But nonetheless, you can see it so that you can actually, share it with your customers in the US, because otherwise, I mean, I see nothing. I have to.
And let's see if we can fix that today. That's such a great point. And I see what you're saying. Hey, I'm in Canada, so it's not even showing for me, but I got customers in the US.
That's
So
correct.
my replicated site has no value if I can't, for retail, if I can't put anything on there. We'll get that taken care of, Jen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, my pen's running out of ink. That's a good sign, though. Is it a good sign? I don't know. But I'm so glad that we can meet. Unless there's anything else, I'm gonna get some breakfast and get off. But is there anything else that's pressing?
Thank you so much I mean, honestly, I have been around for a long time. I don't think I've ever had a CEO that cared enough to show up to a Q&A. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But keep in mind, I'm a networker at heart. And I've been so frustrated over the years. I'm like, don't these guys understand? Like, all they got to do is move this over here. And like, but the problem is, and I'll share this story really quickly. I've been with some companies. My second company, my first corporate job was with a company called Kayani. They're based out of Idaho. And I got hired as the senior VP of sales, international, right? So I was over like 84 countries, and my schedule was traveling all over the world and getting up and talking to people, blah, 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 like doing my thing. I loved it. I was always gone, but I love with people. But what I didn't like is if stuff wasn't fixed, I was the front man for the company and I was getting slaughtered. I was with another company years ago and I was working in Russia, and their back office and their customer service was so bad. And out on the road, I was just getting nailed. Meeting after meeting, there were lines of people with their arguments and their list of what was broken. And I felt so helpless. I would call back to the company and I'd say, you guys got to fix this stuff. But then I realized that in a lot of companies, you have layers of bureaucrats, even in network marketing, who don't like being wrong. So you
Yeah.
don't think it's fixed because they fight with each other because they've got to justify their check. So the term is small company, big rudder, like a ship. We are a very small company with a very big rudder. This enables us to turn very quickly, where we don't have to go through layers of bureaucrats. Even if you're a CEO of a company and it's a big company, you still have to ask permission. And you may not think that, but it's true, right? So we're very small. You're like, I'm out there. I told my wife the other week, I go, man, my name's all over this thing. It better work, right? And I'm saying that jokingly. Of course it's going to work. But I hope you understand where the heart is and how seriously we take this. You guys are amazing. I'm going to go get some breakfast. All of these are going to be written and brought up at our 2 p.m. meeting. We expect changes to be made. Let's convene again on Tuesday of next week. We'll ask Cassidy, who is directly in charge of interfacing with the back end office, to report to you guys on the progress that we've made. We'll look at what's happened, and then we'll bring up new items until they're all fixed. We're really close, guys. Thanks for your time today. We'll get
Thank
back
you.
and just want to thank you. And guys, we got a great value in what we have. Don't be shy. Nothing's perfect, but remember, we're getting it fixed. We're never going to be perfect. Just got to be really good, right? All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Hey,
Thank
we
you.
have that Zoom at 10. Don't forget 10 a.m. with France.
Oh,
Tricia,
20 minutes.
see ya.
Tricia.
Your breakfast quickly. Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Tricia. I just want to say I really appreciate these emails I've been getting from the travel and so forth. I just got one about 10 minutes ago, and these are really good, and you can pass them on to your people and everything. And it just shows a lot of
There's a lot of amazing things here, guys. This company is absolutely amazing. Thanks for sharing that, Scott. And as promised, I'm going to record. Maybe this will be like my best recording yet of the PowerPoint. Do we have any other questions, any comments, anything before we do the PowerPoint? I know we're 10 minutes late, but